Good afternoon and welcome to our Eccles Global Friday webinar. Today we have an exciting opportunity to share a course and a travel opportunity for students this fall. My name is Jill Stevenson. I'm the Director of Student Experience and Global Programs for the new Center for Business, Health and Prosperity and the David Eccles School of Business. Today we are joined by Professor Steve Alder, the instructor for the course. He's going to walk us through the course and the experience that you'll have traveling to Africa over fall break. If you have any questions, please feel free to type those in the chat and we'll address those at the end. So we just cannot wait to see you in the course this fall and travel with you to Ghana. So we'll turn it over to Professor Alder.
Great, thank you, Jill, and welcome. It's so exciting to be thinking about traveling abroad again after this crazy year of pandemics and all that comes with that. So I'm Steve Alder. I'm the Executive Director of the Center for Business, Health and Prosperity and a professor here at the University of Utah, where I have a lengthy background in public health and now emphasizing business and how business and health can come together in order to drive prosperity. So we're very excited about this course, Poverty Alleviation and Entrepreneurship, and our ability to host a group this fall. So we will be heading over to Ghana. We're going to hear all sorts of details about that here in a moment, but I will just note that along with my role here at the University of Utah, I'm also president of the Ensign College of Public Health in Ghana, which is where we will be staying for a good part of this program. So with that, I'd like to move ahead. We have a great video that we'd like to start with just to help you get a feel for the experience. This was done with the help from some of the students we've had there in the past, and it gets you a really nice feel for the opportunities in Ghana. So Jill, let's go ahead with the video. Thank you.
Can everyone see that?
We can see it, we can't hear it.
Okay, hold up one sec.
Thank you, Jill. That's really just a little bit of a teaser. It shows highlights of all the things that we'll be doing
Well,
this.
welcome in. Thank you so much for joining us today. We are recording this event, so please be aware of that, and we'll be posting that to both the Ethics Club and Operations and Supply Chain Club's websites and distributing it that far. But we have a really exciting panel today that's going to be moderated by my friend Derek Dayton here. We have Daniela
I don't know where
Polson
that
and
voice is
Annie
coming from.
Is that part of the video? Is the video
talking
still running?
to us about ethics in the supply chain, and we're super.
Pause for a brief technical difficulties. I think we're back. I was wondering who had taken us over. So that gives you just a brief teaser for the sorts of things that we'll be doing this fall. Really pleased that we have an experienced team who has been working with me in Africa for the last 20 years, and our ability to go in and experience Ghana in a rich and meaningful way and participate in programs in a way that I think you'll find very enriching, educational, and you'll be able to connect with people in that part of the world and get to know them, even though it will be a shorter visit. We're looking at 9 days. It will be an opportunity to really connect and get a peek at what life is like and the interesting excitement and challenges and opportunities and development that's taking place in this incredibly vibrant part of the world. So this course is Entrepreneurship 5800-6800, Poverty Alleviation and Entrepreneurship. It's really an interesting time in West Africa and really the African continent more generally. There's been a lot of change in that part of the world over the past several decades, really starting with the conclusion of World War II, where with the end of World War II, there was a movement. Much of the continent at that time was colonized by European countries, and there was this vast independent movement. And Ghana was the first country in 1957 to become independent. And thereafter, there was a cascade of other countries doing the same. And since then, these countries, newly formed, newly independent, have been working through the challenges of being a new state. And as they've done this, they've started to develop economies and governance structures and all that goes along with that. There's been political development and change and cultural development and change. And it's a very interesting time now. We're now about 60 years into independence for Ghana, and we're starting to see some really exciting things about what's developing in terms of business, in terms of building the economy, in terms of people's lives. Ghana, for instance, recently moved from being a low-income country to a low-middle-income country. That's a big deal, and we'll have a chance to talk about why that's a big deal, what new challenges are faced when a country makes that shift, and how it can continue to build on the momentum that got it there. This course is open to both graduate and undergraduate students. The priority, because we are housed, and this is being supported by the David Eccles School of Business, will be to DESB students, but we think there's going to be an opportunity for others to join us as well. And so we hope that if you do find this at all interesting, whether or not you're in the School of Business, you'll consider applying to join with us. We want to be prepared when we go there. We're going to have some coursework up to the fall break trip and then just after the fall break trip in order for us to have a chance to kind of debrief on the experience. That's going to be Thursdays from 6 to 9 p.m. That I think you'll find is going to be a really enjoyable, good use of your time. We're going to have some time to engage very quickly into some of the challenges being faced by this part of the world. And as a group, we're going to take on some of these critical questions and these critical concepts that are related to it. So that I think will be well worth the time, as well as we'll have you very well prepared for the time that we'll spend in Ghana during this October fall break. And it's a beautiful time of year to be in Ghana. As you saw in the video, we're going to do all sorts of things in 9 days. We're going to see Africa very well in that amount of time, and in particular, this wonderful country of Ghana. To be admitted to the course, because we have a lot of demand, have had a lot of demand in the past, and we anticipate it now. You'll need to apply, and you will, of course, need a valid passport. And in this case, a valid passport means that your passport is good at least 6 months beyond October 17th. Jill, let's go to the next slide. This is our itinerary. And as you look at this, there is quite a lot here. We'll travel to Ghana. It's an overnight trip. When you hit the ground, we'll be met at the airport by our team in Ghana. We have a wonderful team who keeps us safe, keeps us comfortable, gets us to where we need to go, helps us understand what's going on, helps us to be culturally sensitive and all those good things. And they're going to be ready and waiting for us at the airport. From there, we're going to go to a city along the coast called Elmina. Elmina is a very interesting historic place in the country of Ghana. It's actually one of the center places where the slave trade took place, and we'll have an opportunity to go learn about that, go see some of the sites where that took place. And the guides that will take us there will give us a very interesting take on that unfortunate time in human history. And it will, I think, be quite interesting. I think you'll find it very, very enlightening, as well as something that will help you see deeper into what took place during that time. We'll also head to Kakum National Park. You saw in the video people walking on those bridges in the canopies of the trees. So we'll go to the canopy walk at Kakum National Park and walk in the tops of the trees at the pseudo rainforest there. And then from there, we'll head to the Ensign College of Public Health campus, that beautiful campus you saw, where we'll spend the next several days. There we will be engaging with local businesses and communities on projects that we will have worked on during the first part of the course as we prepare in Salt Lake City for that experience. We'll also have a chance to see interesting sites near the campus. We sit right on the Volta River. We're near where beads are produced, and we'll go see seedy beads, where we'll learn about what the history is of beads and how they're produced, and some really interesting things, and may even have a chance to work on some beads ourselves. We'll go to the local markets. We'll spend some time hiking. We'll go to a nature reserve nearby and see some wildlife if time permits. From there, on the 15th of October, we travel to the north of Ghana. We'll take a brief flight up to the Zena Lodge in Mole National Park. And here we have one of the residents of the Mole National Park, an elephant. We'll have an opportunity to do walking safaris amongst the elephants, as well as some may choose to also do a jeep or night safari. We'll get to see wildlife up close and personal. And we have a wonderful place, the Zena Lodge. If you take a look at it online, it's a beautiful camp there in the national park. One of my favorite places on earth, one of the most beautiful places on earth. We'll also have a chance to see one of the oldest mosques in this part of the world, the Larabanga Mosque. And from there, we'll travel back to Accra, and from Accra, it'll be a flight back to Salt Lake City. So during this 9 days, we will be on the go almost constantly, but we've set it up so that we have great time with our very comfortable vans we'll be riding in to get rested. We have comfortable places to stay, and we have every day will be filled with very interesting things that we'll be doing. So for everybody that's going, we'll say get rested before you leave, because you will be on the go for 9 days, and I don't think there will be a boring minute during the whole time we're there. Jill, let's go to the next slide. Here's an example from one of our students. about the student experience. We have students who have gone again with us for the past 20 years. And for many, it has changed the course of their life. This opportunity to experience a very different take on what it is to live on this earth, a different view of humanity, a different view of this world we live on. And it's a way to engage, not just by going and seeing. We're not really there as tourists, although a lot of the things we'll do will be tourist based. We're actually there to go get something done. And that will be part of our preparation, will be getting ready to go and do something that will be of value while we're there. And we'll be ready to connect with colleagues there, with whom we'll be working. I love this quote from Alexander. It's really not about the classroom. It's about doing. This is an opportunity not to learn about what might be done, but to actually go and experience it. Jill, let's go to the next. Oh, are we going to video now? Let's see, Jill, I think I have you still on mute. Oh, okay, here we go. So here's video number 2.
Specifically at the University of Utah, I've been exposed to so many unique opportunities, such as traveling abroad with the Poverty Alleviation and Entrepreneurship program. And what that entailed was we took a class, and there we learned about the benefits and downfalls of foreign aid, microfinance, and how entrepreneurship can drive economic development and social development in the developing world. So we spent 10 days in Ghana. We traveled in the capital city of Accra, where we went to entrepreneurship accelerators, and it was an amazing experience. We spoke with local Ghanaians, learned from them, and got to watch some of the salespeople from the People's Pension Trust go out there in the markets and try and engage people and help them save. We also traveled to northern Ghana and went to the Larabanga area, but the capstone of our work was actually in the city of Pong, where we went to the Ensign College of Public Health. And it was an incredible thing to get to learn in the classroom and then go try and apply different things. Pushing myself in that poverty alleviation and entrepreneurship program and going to Ghana really set the tone for me as an aspiring social entrepreneur, and I've carried that with me to this day.
Great. So there we have somebody who's gone, somebody who is impacted by that wonderful experience. Here, now let's get into the nitty gritty of what you need to do in order to go. The cost of the trip is $4,500 if you apply before the 30th of April. It goes up a bit. For those that don't get applications in early, it goes up $250, and applications will be accepted through July 1st. We'll look at those early applications first. Our goal is to give those that apply as much notice as possible as to whether or not they've been accepted into the program, so that they can make plans for fall semester. Now, the fees are all inclusive. They include tuition, the airfare, the accommodations, in-country transportation, the program excursions, meals, visa costs, travel insurance. So this is an all-inclusive price. The only time somebody would need to spend anything besides this is there are a couple of optional excursions at the Zena Lodge they may choose to go on, and invariably people do if you want to buy a few souvenirs while you're there to bring home. But otherwise, everything is covered while you're there. Next slide. Again, here are the timelines. We're going to open the application now, so you can apply. The priority deadline is the 30th of April. We'll be letting those priority applicants know by the 15th of May about their acceptance. Our final application deadline will be July 1st, with the notice of acceptance by July 15th. The course will begin on August 26th. We'll prepare weekly before the trip. And then the trip will take place from October 8th to October 17th, with the final session on the 21st. Hopefully, by the time everybody's had a chance to get back, get over a bit of the jet lag, and we can stay awake during that Thursday evening. Next slide. We are first and foremost about safety. Again, my background is in public health. We've been running these trips for a long time. We have a terrific safety record because we work really, really hard to keep our participants safe. We travel in safe vehicles. We have a terrific team that handles this. We make sure everybody who's gone, they've gone to the travel clinic, whether it's the university or one of the health department travel clinics, to get immunizations, the antimalarial medications that are needed, other medications. We are coming out of a pandemic. We are not sure what the requirements will be for COVID-19 vaccination. Ghana may in fact require that for us to travel there, we will need to be vaccinated. So we do highly recommend that if you're interested in going, you get the vaccination. As somebody in public health, I just highly recommend that anyways, but especially if you're traveling with us, please give that very, very serious consideration. We do have an on-site clinic and medical staff that will be able to attend to us if there are any concerns. We also have travel insurance so that if something unfortunate happens, we're prepared. And fortunately, we've not had to rely on that in the past, but if we do, we are ready and able to do so. We have a terrific faculty and staff team that covers all of the experiences and keeps us safe. And we work on training and having good orientation before we go, so that as we are on the ground there, everybody's prepared to make decisions that will make it a terrific experience for them. Next slide. And so we'll end with this photo of our campus. I'll tell you a little bit about the Ensign campus. In the background, you see the Volta River. The campus is this beautiful campus. It's been in operation now for about 8 years. It's a great place for us to base out of. It's near communities where we'll be working and businesses with which we'll be collaborating. The nice thing about the campus, great internet, redundant internet. If one internet system goes down, we have good electricity and backup electricity, our own sanitation and water system. We've got terrific food service, security. So it's a really pleasant place to be. We like to keep it a place where people can get well rested. And on this trip, as you see our itinerary, this will be a great place each night to go and get a very good night's sleep, so you'll be ready for the next day. With that, we'll open it up to any questions that the group may have. And again, if you can put those in the chat, we'll go ahead and answer those. Without the questions coming in the chat, I'll go ahead and respond to some of the questions I think participants may have. One question that I think is going to be on everybody's mind is, how is COVID-19 going to impact our trip? So we're monitoring this very closely. During the past year, we've had to delay other trips because of the pandemic, because of travel restrictions, because of health concerns. We're quite comfortable that things are progressing in a way that the trip will take place in this time frame as anticipated. If we learn that that's not the case, we will of course let other people, or we'll let you know about that as soon as possible. We have our team watching both on the Ghana side as well as the US side to make sure that we are covering what needs to be covered. I'm getting a few of the additional questions on text, so sorry, I'm a little bit distracted. I'm trying to multitask here. Some of the questions include, can scholarships be used to cover fees? The fee is a course fee, and so we We certainly want everybody to double check to be sure, but student loans, scholarships are eligible for paying for the costs of the trip. It is a 3-credit course with a course fee associated is how it's set up. The trip is over fall break. So those dates that we described are the posted fall dates for the University of Utah this year. We leave, and I don't recall which day. I think we leave, on a, I don't recall.
Friday afternoon.
That's right. So we'll leave on Friday afternoon. We get into Ghana Saturday early. As soon as we get there, we're in the vans and headed out, and we head out on, I believe, a Saturday evening after we're done up at Mole, and everyone ends up back in Salt Lake on Sunday of the following week. So it is a lot in a brief period of time. The name of the course is Entrepreneurship and Poverty Alleviation. The course number is Entrepreneurship 5800, 6800.
Correct.
And so, yeah, so look for that. And I think we can send out, do we have a link to the information on the course we could put in the chat for folks? We'll go ahead and do that.
You bet.
Let me tell you a little bit about the preparation work that we'll be doing. We're going to have some materials we'll read through. I think that will be really interesting to understand some of the historical and current dynamics that are taking place as it relates to poverty alleviation and entrepreneurship in this part of the world. So the course is meant to be something that is engaging, that I think you'll find your time is very well spent, both in reading through, and we're gonna go in. I call it a book club approach, where we are going to have some readings, and we are gonna have assignments for people to lead us through different parts of what we're reading, to give their insights and lead discussions, so that we're engaging with the reading, not simply reading and having you just pick up the information that way. I really think it's best if we can be engaged throughout this whole process. We'll also spend those evenings starting to engage with our partners even before we get there, and starting to develop the projects and activities that we will do while there. And as we get ready for the course, we'll be sending out information to give more details on that. Other things that may be of interest to you, we have designed this excursion to combine some essential and I think very educational and enjoyable tourist type, but tourist, it just doesn't seem to give the right connotation. We want you to go experience Africa. We don't want you to go just take a course over there and miss all that you should really see while you're there. So we are making sure that we are going to cultural sites, important historical sites. I just believe you shouldn't go to Africa and not have a chance to go see African wildlife. So it's an opportunity to both be educated on this particular topic of poverty alleviation and entrepreneurship, but also to get, even though it's a brief-ish immersion, an immersion into Ghanaian culture. With that, I think we're heading up to the end of our 30 minutes. Really appreciate those of you that have been able to join us. I know we're recording, so others will be joining our webinar asynchronously. Please reach out if there are questions, if we can answer anything about the trip. Again, our knowledge is deep. We've been doing this for a long time, and we've been able to, over that time, curate an experience that I think will be really world-class. So look forward to seeing your applications and hoping you'll be able to join us this fall. Thank you, everybody, and best wishes for the rest of your semesters, and look forward to hearing from you soon. Bye-bye.